Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I was just sitting here thinking about MLMs, and the reason I was thinking about it, I was on a vacation with my brother in law, and I said, "Oh, that's an MLM." And he said, "What is an MLM?" And it dawned on me that this is a business model. It is called Oh no, let me make sure my pen's right. MLM, and it's really aimed at women. And so I guess it would make sense that men may not be familiar with this business model. And knowing that, I think about 70% of my listeners are men, I thought I'd share it with you. Marketing. So there is a business model, and they kind of keep it secret, but it's called an MLM, and it's multi-level marketing. And everything I'm about to say is just me talking off the top of my head. I don't know anything, really. I'm just thinking out loud, so don't sue me. But the gist of multi-level marketing is a system where a person is at the top here and they start the business. And the business could be stretchy leggings. And so this person is the CEO of the business. And instead of selling it to themselves through retailers, they decide to meet up with other women, usually, could be men, and have them buy some of their leggings and then take those leggings and sell them to people. And then they get a cut of every legging sold. And this is just a random example. So at the top here, you have the CEO. And the next level are basically early adopters. And they will probably be able to sell the leggings and make some money. And then what they have to do, this person says, "Hey, how about you find some more people to sell the leggings?" So they start doing what's called recruiting. And so these people recruit sellers to sell the product, whatever it is. It could be, in my lifetime, I've seen makeup, candles, scented oils, leggings. I'm trying to think what else. There's other things, but so these people will say, "Hey, I'm doing so good. I am making a lot of money selling the product. And you're my friend, and I'm going to give you a great price to sell the product." And they will tell these friends. Now, it used to be back in the days, back when I was young, it was a very popular thing to sell brands like Tupperware, Avon, what's the other? Mary Kay. And Mary Kay is still around, and they get the pink Cadillac and all that. And this is what I remember my first experience probably was Mary Kay. That there was a woman at our church, and I remember my mom said, "You have to go to her house and get a makeover. And then basically you're going to give her $40. Buy something, basically $30 or $40. And it didn't matter that I didn't need the product. That was just what you were going to do to help her out. So we'd go over there and get a makeover and spend $40. And that was Mary Kay. So these people now generally sell on social media. So they're like the ones you see sometimes. They call themselves boss babes. They'll call themselves, what is it, like oh gosh, I'm blanking the word. Mom boss, that's it, I guess, mom boss. And I am not holding these people to any, they are being played as much, some of them know exactly what, but so they will have social media where they're selling the product. Sometimes they'll invite you to a party. So they're working hard. And the harder you work and the more you sell, the more you could make. But the truth is, where they really make their money is by getting another layer below them. And that's where it becomes a little, in my mind, predatory. And I know this is controversial. Some of you, especially women, and I'm sorry, I know you work hard at these things, and it could make you mad. But in the end, it's just, I don't think it's a healthy system for business. But so these people try to recruit people below them, and they say, look how much money I've made, look how great I'm doing. You need to buy into it. So here you start having more regular moms who are buying into the product just so that they have their stash to go sell. And they're told, hey, you need to get people below you. But as crazy as it seems, at some point, your friend group is all in it. Or you've just run out of people in your small town. Or people end up not really liking the product. A lot of times the condition, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when they first start, the product's good. But as they create more and more and more and get cheaper and cheaper production, the product goes to hell, and then they can't really sell the product anymore. So here you have your regular moms who are spending money, but they're not ever being able to sell the package that they buy into. So they've paid money for the product, and the product's not very good. They can't sell it, and they have no one left to sell it to. So they are at the bottom of the pyramid. And the money is going up the pyramid to the CEO. And that is multi-level marketing, also known as a pyramid scheme. So I feel like, as I do know I have a lot of men watching, it's something to look out for. Did I spell scheme wrong? I don't know how to spell scheme. But oftentimes, where these are seen is on social media. You have a friend invite you to a party, and I've had this so many times in my life, where a friend has said, come on over and, try out these candles or try out this oil. And I just made it a rule that if you're inviting me to a party where I have to buy something, I don't go to that party. That's just become a rule in my life. And it can seem like a good idea. Like, I know I have a friend who, she sold Pampered Chef, and I think she would have been like in this level, maybe. But she was very good at it, and she told me, and I don't know, I'm not there, but that she made really good money doing it. So some people will be at the upper parts of the pyramid and make good money. But I don't know, because I've never done it personally, but I do know from people who have done it and been burnt that there is high startup costs. You have to pay to get your initial package of product to sell, and they make you pay for it up front. And sometimes it's hundreds of dollars, and sometimes it's thousands of dollars to get that startup package. And they pressure you to keep buying, like in 6 months you need to buy more and this and that. And most people are going to lose money in the end. There's just a lot of, false promises given to you in these things. So I would just say, it's going to be a red flag if you have to buy product up front, because that, like, I make product, and I have actually considered, I'm an artist of sorts, and I've considered asking, people who need to make money if they'd like to take my product to art shows to sell, because I'm not interested in doing it anymore. But I would never ask them to pay me up front. I would give them the product and then keep track of what they sold and give them, 50% of sales, or whatever agreement we came to. I haven't done that yet, but I probably actually should. So I would just be very careful of any business where they're asking you to buy the product up front. Or, I can give you some examples of businesses that may or may not be MLMs that I have been around in my life. But I would be careful because a lot of people get burned. There is a podcast called The Dream, and season 1, actually she's from Michigan too, but season 1 of The Dream podcast is really good if you're like interested in learning about multi-level marketing. She does a really good job. And then there's a podcast a YouTube channel called Erin. She actually has an ASMR channel too. Erin on the Side of Caution. She has some good ones on, because some of these MLMs become cults. So I just have a real disdain for that kind of thing, because I think it's predatory, especially to women, especially to moms, especially to stay-at-home moms. So that's why I thought I'd tell you about it. So if you are a person who is like, I want to stay home with my kids, but I want to make some extra money, I have lived my life this way. I have kind of lived on the fringes of society. I haven't, since I quit waitressing, I haven't had a job like a normal job that normal people have. And I've done a lot of different things, and I change it up because I get bored. But I would advise, like, if there is something you're good at, like it could be anything. Hold on, let me grab something I want to show you real quick, if I can reach it without pulling my mic. Hold on. Okay. This isn't. So like this woman, I think these are made by a woman, an artist from the 70s named Gwen Frostic, okay? But she used it was probably a rubber stamp. You like carve it and you make a design and then you just stamp it. And she made these little coasters, and see, they're all different. But if you have an artistic bent, even if you don't think you do, if you just have a creative mind, if you came up with words to stamp or pictures or anything that you thought this will sell, you can make things like this and put it on Etsy and start a shop. And I tell you, like, an Etsy store is so easy to build. They make it really easy. And you maybe pay, 6%. And if you need more advice on running an Etsy store, I've owned plenty of Etsy stores. I can help you with that. But, that's a way to make money. I don't know what else. Like, let's say you took, like, just anything. You could take playing cards. Let's say, you know how to fold these into those little swans. You know how people do origami into swans? And then and they're cheap, you can buy them on these jewelry wholesale websites. You can buy like earring kits and make them into earrings. Sell that on Etsy. You sell those all day long. Any kind of jewelry. You could tutor kids in your neighborhood. If you have an expertise in anything, you could be a tutor. You could walk dogs. I don't know. You probably have to get some kind of insurance. It's probably not that hard. But you could do a dog walking business. I bet there's so much money in that. What else could you do? I just think people are very smart and capable, and they feel like they need something to dig into that's already a business, but you don't. And I think you could do a YouTube channel. I just had a guy yesterday say, you inspired me to do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, great. Everybody go, just, if you travel, oh my God, you know what? I'm getting nuts right now. If you live in the villages in Florida, I don't know why you don't have a YouTube channel. I know someone who's moving there, so I was watching some videos, and they all have like 8 million views. I'm like, dude, we gotta move to the villages so I can start a YouTube channel. I don't really want to do that. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I don't know. What else could you do? What if you played an instrument? If you do that, you could do lessons. That would be a great way to make some extra money. I even think every time I'm in any city where I take an Uber, I always kind of want to do Ubering, but I'm a little afraid because I'm, a woman. But every time I take one, I'm like, nah, I think it'd be okay. I don't know. I've heard that there's some sort of Uber system that's women driving for women. That might be good. But that seems like an easy way to, especially if you live somewhere where, touristy. So anyway, let's think of some that may or may not be MLMs. I'm not saying they are. I don't know. But I know like Amway was one of the original pyramid schemes. And the funny thing with Amway, I had a boyfriend in college. And after we broke up, this is so crazy, he called my dad at work and was trying to sell him Amway products. I'm like, what? And that's the kind of crazy stuff MLMs will make you do because you feel so much pressure. Yeah, so back in the day, that was one. And I think Avon, Tupperware. Now, all these places will say that they are not pyramid schemes and they're not MLMs. They'll say they are, what do they call it? I'm trying to remember. Direct sales. They all say direct sales. And I'm not saying they're anything other than that, except maybe they are. I don't know. That's what they say. So if you are dealing with a company that says that, you might want to think a little bit. I know one that, this one maybe. That's one I used to, and this one, I used to get invited to parties for those back in like day. I had a little art gallery and people would always come in and go, you should have these oils out. I'm like, nope. And then there's a documentary on Netflix about LuLaRoe. That's pretty interesting. There was one called Scentsy. Pampered Chef had a, pretty good product. I will say that. I missed Mary Gay. I don't know, you guys. If you have any you can think of, put it in the comments. And none of us are saying that's for sure. We don't know. Just maybe. Mary Kay, the new one, not new, it's 10 years old. Rodan and Fields, everybody was inviting me to parties for that. And New Skin. And Unique. And Beauty Counter. I don't know. What else? That one's not around anymore, is it? Did we do Party Light? Oh yeah, Party Light. I don't know. This one, where is it? This doTERRA. I feel like it gets some like I know chiropractors might be also fake medicine, but all of them have this doTERRA. It's kind of weird. I have issues with doTERRA because they are the ones who make the oils, and they like push like these oils will cure everything, and I think they even say like, you know, ADHD and cancer. I'm not. I don't like that. Don't push that. Oh, there's one that's like juices. I can't remember. There's one that's there's one called Mona V, but there's also another juice one. Mona V. I can't tell you how many of these have contacted me or been in my world. You know what I mean? It's like they're so present for women, I think. But like I said, my brother-in-law didn't even know what it was. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I think the big red flag is if they want you to buy products up front, and then if you were to get into it and they start saying you need to find whatever they all have different language for these things, but basically you need to find people to be below you. That, just picture it. If it starts to look like a pyramid in your head, it's probably a pyramid. Because just, most people who are buying in at the bottom point, which is like 99% of people, they're going to lose money. So you don't want to do that to your friends, That was a terrible arrow. An arrow going down, and that's money going out the door. I don't know. I guess I don't know what else I have to say. What other businesses could you do? You could freelance. I've always wanted to do that. I feel like freelance, like writing articles, but I've never known how to get that from A to B, But I've known people who do that. They write like articles for, whatever. But I guess AI will probably put that out of business. Ooh, you could wash cars for people. If you're handy, you could do handiwork or painting, like interior painting. That'd be good. If you're really good with lettering, I think making signs for like weddings and stuff, I feel like that would be a good business. I would say baking, but then you have to get you have to, I don't know, go through the health department. I don't know how that works. Some things are easier than others. Babysitting, being a nanny. What else? I don't know. All right, that's all I can think of. I hope I didn't offend anybody. Just my thoughts on this. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Don't become hypnotized by my circle. Actually, if each of you could give me $1 and then get all your friends to give me $1 and then get all those friends to give me $1 and get all those friends to give me $1, that'd be great. I promise all your dreams will come true. Every dream will come true. Except that one. That's a weird one.